Welcome to Spark Tank. Spark Tank is a student incubator for new businesses, nonprofits, and ideas designed to improve our community and school. Today in the tank, we have 4 groups of entrepreneurs looking for advice, mentorship, and money to bring their creative partnerships into the marketplace. Let's meet the judges. Dave Lindsay founded Defenders, the nation's largest ADT security dealer, plus the Super Service Challenge nonprofit, which has raised over $15 million for local charities. Nuno Tillis, the Chief Marketing Officer of Heineken USA, was the 2014 Cannes Creative Marketer of the Year and was also named Adweek's Top 50 Most Influential Marketers. Drew Pizzo is the founder and president of Collection 18, a leader in the fashion accessory industry. He is also a board of trustee for Cancer Care and vice chairman of FAB, the leading charitable organization of the fashion accessory industry. James Chang is a portfolio manager at a $28 billion family office, focusing on public and private equity investments primarily in the Asia-Pacific region. First up, we have 5th grader Audrey with her environmentally conscious educational fiction book, Ocean Explorers.
Pollution is a big problem to our oceans, and we really need to help save sea life. Ocean Explorers is a book for children ages 6 to 8. When someone purchases the book, 50% of the proceeds will go towards helping endangered sea life. So I really want younger kids to engage in reading more and help save sea life in the process. So I think this is a really good solution. By February, I want to finish writing the book. By March, I want to partner with an illustrator. And then by April, I want to edit and revise my book.
Hi, Audrey.
Hi.
Glad to see you back.
Thank you.
I love this project so much. Last year, I was hoping I'd see you early this year. So good job getting right here at the first Spark Tank. And I love your plan. That's one of the best plans I've seen. You got the months there, very specific about what you want to do. So great job.
Likewise, it's fantastic. It's really you have identified the problem. It's a very good, strong purpose.
Thank you.
Not only to be happy reading, but also seeing the benefit of that, right? Also beyond just the pleasure of reading. So well done.
Do you know which charity or charities you'd like to donate to?
I've done some research, and there are a couple I've been looking at, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
Have you been looking or reading other children's books to get kind of a sense of how stories are structured, or?
Some, yeah. And also I have 2 younger sisters, so they have a bunch of...
Perfect. I hope you're getting a lot of feedback from them.
Next up, we have the Dwight School Green Team, who will be addressing the issue of disposable water bottle use here at school.
Every week, Americans use 500 million one of those plastic water bottles.
We thought of a reusable water bottle, and we made a logo. We're hoping to get other students to not use disposable water bottles.
So why should you buy our product? Well, it's convenient. You can carry water anywhere you go, just like in a regular disposable bottle, but it's much more robust and durable. It's aesthetically pleasing, at least as far as I'd say, much more aesthetically pleasing than the one on the right.
Among all the water bottles available online, we chose these 2 specific ones. The one on the left is the Swell bottle. It's really popular one these days. A lot of teenagers have it. It's important for us to be aware of the trend and to implement those.
Now this is a very big problem. I've sold a lot of water with those plastic bottles, and it's impressive to see the impact in the environment. So you are really spot on. Have you considered doing some advertising in the bottle, like from a restaurant nearby that would be interested in having the name of the restaurant in the bottle?
That's definitely something we could look into, and also we can also ask Swell if they would be willing to give us a discount.
How do you intend to scale this, or do you intend to scale this? Every good entrepreneurial project should have some sense of like, how big can we make this?
I think if it grows big enough, we could expand outside of the school. But I think also, as previously mentioned, just like coming out of the high school into elementary school, middle school, kind of making it like a school-wide effort, I think that would be great.
A lot of parents and families have water bottles at home. Is there a reason kids aren't bringing them to school? Can you incentivize them to use the water bottles they already have?
Definitely something we're hoping the middle school even more will do. But I do feel strongly that the Dwight logo and having something that other people are buying, or the Swell bottle that a lot of people are talking about and bringing in will be an incentive for people to want to have something that everyone else is kind of using.
Next up, we have Stefan with some impressive updates on his low-cost, high-tech 3D printed prosthetic hand. He will be joined by Judge Paul Dean. Paul Dean is a partner in Ernst & Young, where he leads the banking and capital markets business transformation practice.
Some of you may remember I presented this time last year with the initial prototype of the hand, and since then I'm glad to say that I've come a long way. In fact, almost every single part on this hand has been completely redesigned in the new version. I was lucky enough to be on Varney & Co., which is the most watched business TV show in America. There are currently hundreds of thousands of amputees with below the elbow but above the wrist amputations, and the prosthetics that they need can be upwards of $65,000. And the even bigger problem is that many of these people live in war-torn countries where the economy revolves heavily around agriculture, so therefore it can impact their way of life heavily. There are a number of other 3D printed prosthetic hands out there. However, most of them that you see on the news require the user to have most of their wrist intact. So because of that, I was inspired to create the Hephaestus hand, which instead uses a series of sensors and motors which allow the user to open and close the robotic hand based on their own muscles. Last time I was granted $3,500 by Spark Tank. I would like to request another $3,500 to push me to the next stage. Most importantly, however, I would like to request assistance on finding a mentor who's able to help me with more of the electronic side of the project, since I'm having particular difficulty with pushing that to the next level.
I love the iteration. That's what we're all about here in the Spark Tank. Is you've got 3 designs there. That's just great. It's getting better. It looks like each time. What's been the challenge? Can you explain some more about getting an actual amputee to wear it?
I'd like to get it tested by an actual amputee, and the problem is going through different charities and hospitals to get in contact with an amputee. They require forms that I simply cannot fill out.
You know that I challenge you a little bit. I'm sure that road's tough. Every entrepreneur has got insurance and government and legal barriers that are stopping them, right?
Yeah.
And this is another one of the lessons you'll learn in addition to design is let's find someone. I don't care what it takes. Let's brainstorm a little bit how we can push through that and find some people, because as much the danger is always we can get great designs, and until someone's worn it that has the issue, we don't know if it's really happening. They're the only ones that can tell us, right?
Yeah.
If we're really making progress. So look forward to working with you to push through that.
I just love having been here from the inception and watched you initiate your first presentation, understanding now that you've been doing this since 6th grade, just the determination that you have and the persistence is just admirable, and I think we all here appreciate that very much.
How do you see the end product looking?
So as for the particular design, I want to slim down the hand a little bit so it becomes more usable and more comfortable. And as for distributing it and the final goal, I would love to have it a community of people who are working on these and distributing them within their own communities.
Finally, we have Jared with his mobile tech solution to the problems associated with booking a tennis court here in the city. He will be joined by Judge Fernando Castellanos, the VP of Sales for American Express's Assertify. He also serves on the board of Bright Futures and All Stars New York.
Instant Tennis is the open table for tennis courts. I feel booking a tennis court should be much easier than it is. In a place like New York City, tennis courts are very limited, and as we all know, there is a very high demand. Instant Tennis will allow you to enter your zip code, and you'll be given a list of courts that are available and the times. Instant Tennis will also allow you to enter your skill level. This will help you find a hitting partner that you could potentially split the court with and play. Short term, I'm trying to draw interest and get local clubs to buy in.
Great idea. This is such a cool idea, and any of us that play tennis have struggled with this, and it even leads, like you said, to people just not playing.
I fully agree with keeping it simple and focused, and mobile first. I guess that's a big advantage you have.
I feel like that would be the biggest advantage. Everyone's becoming more and more mobile.
Sure.
Everyone's booking things on the fly, whether it's in the car or on the train.
The most valuable thing you have from a social technology is your user base, right? Who's going to be using your app? One of the things you need to make sure on your plan, I think, is make sure that the ratings or the product you're going to deliver has to be prime. So maybe for next time you can actually present us to say, okay, this is what the full experience I'm going to market, and then how you're going to pitch that.
Have you spoken to the USTA or have you spoken to any individual owners of clubs yet?
No, I have not yet.
There's so much that we could help you with on this, but this is just the idea itself. It's one of the best ones I've seen come through. I know it's just my own personal interest in it, but it's a great idea.